Do you know what your favorite burger and your trendy Fireality t-shirt have in common, and why that should terrify you? So, every day we move through a world saturated with color. We are drawn to the vibrant displays in store windows, the glossy reds and electric blues of packaged foods, the dazzling patterns and eye-catching hues of new clothing collections. Rarely do we pause to consider what lies beneath the surface of these colors, or the cost, hidden and otherwise, of their creation. The truth is that the very vibrancy that entices us is often a carefully constructed illusion, designed to play on our senses, shape our desires, and drive our decisions. Nowhere is this more evident than in two industries that touch our lives in fundamental ways: fashion and food. Fast fashion, an industry built on the promise of delivering the latest trends at impossibly low prices, thrives on the relentless churn of newness. Each week brings new styles, fresh colors, and patterns that seem to appear overnight. But this cycle of production and consumption is fueled by more than just creativity. It relies heavily on synthetic dyes, many of which were never designed with human health or environmental safety in mind. Among the most common are azo dyes, a class of chemicals prized for their ability to produce vivid, long-lasting colors cheaply and efficiently. But beneath that superficial beauty lies a disturbing reality. Many azo dyes can break down into aromatic amines, substances known to be carcinogenic. When clothing made with these dyes comes into contact with sweat, the risk of exposure increases, potentially leading to skin irritation, hormonal disruption, or worse. The hidden dangers of fast fashion. How does food coloring actually work? It would be comforting to believe that such dangers are a thing of the past, that regulations have rendered these chemicals obsolete. Unfortunately, the reality is far more complicated. While some countries have banned the most dangerous dyes, global supply chains mean that garments produced in one part of the world can easily find their way into markets with weaker regulations. The drive to cut costs and increase profits too often outweighs concerns about safety, both for the wearer and for the people and environments where these clothes are made. Rivers in textile-producing regions are frequently stained with the colors of discarded dye, their waters turned toxic by a cocktail of chemicals. Local communities, whose livelihoods depend on these rivers, bear the brunt of this pollution, facing increased rates of disease and the collapse of once thriving ecosystems. The story is strikingly similar in the world of processed food. Here, synthetic colorants are used not to adorn our bodies, but to tantalize our taste buds and override our instincts. Take a closer look at the ingredient list of your favorite snacks, candies, or drinks, and you'll likely encounter names like Red 40, Yellow 5, and Blue 1. These artificial dyes are derived from petroleum, and their purpose is simple: to make food look more appealing, more appetizing, more real. Bright colors signal freshness, flavor, and fun, even when the reality is anything but. For decades, health experts have raised concerns about the safety of these additives. Studies have linked certain synthetic dyes to hyperactivity in children, allergic reactions, and behavioral changes. While regulatory agencies maintain that these colorants are safe in small doses, questions remain about the cumulative effects of daily, lifelong exposure, especially in children who are often the primary consumers of artificially colored foods. Despite mounting evidence and growing public unease, the use of these dyes persists. Why? Because, quite simply, they work. They catch the eye, stimulate desire, and drive sales. At the heart of both fast fashion and processed food is a profound understanding of the psychology of color. We are hardwired to respond to certain hues. Reds signal ripeness and sweetness, blues evoke calm and trust, yellows grab our attention. Marketers and manufacturers exploit these associations, using color as a tool to shape perception and influence behavior. A crimson dress or a ruby red candy is more than just a product. It's an invitation, a promise, a manipulation. The brighter and more alluring the color, the more likely we are to reach for it, often without a second thought. But what is the real cost of this seduction? Beyond the immediate risks to our health and the environment, there is a deeper, more insidious effect: the erosion of our ability to make informed, conscious choices. When color is used to mask the true nature of what we wear and consume, we are kept in the dark about the impacts of our decisions. The illusion of choice becomes a kind of trap, locking us into patterns of consumption that benefit only those at the top of the supply chain. Yet, awareness is a powerful antidote. When we begin to question the origins of the colors in our lives, we take the first step toward reclaiming our agency as consumers. This means asking tough questions. Where did this shirt come from? What chemicals were used to dye it? Who made it, and under what conditions? What's really in this snack, and why does it need to be so unnaturally bright? It means seeking out alternatives: clothing made with natural dyes, food colored with plant-based ingredients, brands that prioritize transparency and sustainability. Change does not happen overnight, and the forces that have shaped our colorful world are deeply entrenched. But every decision we make has the power to send a message, to signal to manufacturers and policymakers that we value safety, honesty, and respect for both people and planet. By choosing to see beyond the surface, to look past the bright sheen of artificial color, we can begin to build a world where beauty is not just skin deep, and where health and sustainability are woven into every fiber of our lives. In the end, the colors that surround us are more than just decoration. They are a reflection of the values we hold and the future we want to create. By recognizing the hidden dangers behind the dyes in our food and clothing, we empower ourselves to make choices that are not only stylish and delicious, but also safe, ethical, and sustainable. The next time you reach for something vivid and new, remember, true beauty begins with awareness, and real change starts with you.